What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Smash JT. Many people have reached out to me and brought this to my attention and wanted my reaction to it. And that is select YouTubers have started receiving dev units of the Intellivision Amico. Weird choice of YouTubers is the nice way to put it. But to be completely honest with you guys, I am pretty pissed about this. I'm someone who's invested $10,000 into the Intellivision Amico. I'm somebody who has met with Tommy Tallarico multiple times. I've had honest face-to-face conversations and on the phone discussions with him about my feelings and the direction of the company. I feel like I've been more than fair. You can check all my videos. Calling them out, saying, hey, put up or shut up. I'm rooting for you guys. I want to see this work. But so far, all you've done is show absolutely nothing. And most of what you've said, if not all at this point, has turned out to be either factually incorrect, an outright lie, or really stretching the truth. Point being, I didn't get any heads up to this happening. And as an investor in the Intellivision Amico, they haven't told me anything about any of this. So I'm going to go through this portion of Mike Mullis's Next Level Gaming podcast to give my thoughts and opinions about what's transpiring right now and why I think it is completely ass backwards, whatever you want to call it, on brand with Intellivision. I shouldn't expect any less.
JT. So I do have some news.
He has some news.
Other news.
Ooh, you got news?
So Mike Mullis, by the way, this guy breaking the news, he's the same guy that blocked me immediately on Twitter as soon as I made a video calling out Intellivision, saying, what's going on back there? How come you guys are not doing anything? What's happening? Why is everything you're saying not happening?
You guys all know.
This guy blocked me as soon as I made that video. So,
here,
no bad vibes for this guy. And it's also, this is funny too, he talks forever, so I'm going to try really hard not to pause it too much.
Fast back.
But I got to pause it. This guy is so amateur when it comes to YouTube that you can tell he's like giddy excited about getting this opportunity, which is exactly what Tommy Tallarico and Phil Adam and everyone over at Intellivision was doing. They're keying in on these tiny channels that would literally give life and limb just to get their attention instead of looking at the situation objectively.
Intellivision is trying to get that Intellivision Amico out the door. And Phil Adam, the CEO of Intellivision, who I talk to a great deal, as I do with many of my friends in the PR, in the gaming industry that are still in PR and places like that.
I love.
He had sent out an email.
I love how he talks like he's like one of the people in the industry, and this is old hat for me. It's like, bro, you're a nobody YouTuber that is being used by this company that has lied outright to their customers and investors for going on 4 years now, and you're like proud of being in their corner. But have at it, bro.
That we talked about last month, that they were working on pre-production units and working on getting some final testing done with the Amico, Pennsylvania. When Tommy Tallarico came out to a place called the Crayola Experience up in Pennselsvania, and he brought with him
I'm fast forwarding through a bunch of this because it's just drab, just
had an open
garbage, wasting time, filler.
Fatter than, good grief.
Wow,
Look at my face. Holy shit.
My God.
This was actually 2021.
This guy has
June of 2021. I was just
so many issues talking about himself right now. No one cares, bro. Anyway, talk about the Amico.
And of course, this is 60 pounds and 3 days a week at the gym later.
This is embarrassing.
the Tommy came out, brought some consoles, the system. Seth got to play the system, and
oh my God,
he hung out with me for 4 hours, and we podcasted
I'm
the
gonna
whole
fast
damn
forward
thing.
through this. This is brutal,
and we had a
bro.
guy and I will be testing a pre-production Amico. It is actually. Let me bring up another video.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it here for that. So Seth and I will be testing a pre-production Amico. Just what it says. It's an Amico that has not been run on an assembly line, mass-produced. Ergo, that most likely is one of the Amicos that they have. I don't know how many Amicos I've seen in total. I think it was something around like somewhere between, we'll say, like 7 to 12 of them on the high end. Back when I was meeting with Tommy and the team there, John Alvarado, Phil Adam, they had a slew of these set up throughout their workbenches and everything like that where they were testing them. I never found out what was inside of them. That was one of my questions: is are we just playing like a Raspberry Pi inside one of these? We don't even know what's in it, you know? So it's interesting now at the point where this company is borderline bankrupt or just bankrupt without announcing it. Who even knows where they're at right now? They failed to announce this to their investors on Republic. Actually, they've pretty much forgotten about their investors on Republic. They haven't mentioned anything since, I think, 2 or 3 months ago, where it was just a copy-paste of what they shared via email to everyone else. Nothing special, nothing private, no update directly to the investors. And now this, pre-production units are going to select mouthpieces of YouTubers that have proven never to be critical of this console whatsoever. They're getting their hands on something that already exists. And to me, I don't know how this is pushing it a step further. As Mike Mullis said, this is just moving it further, getting closer to release because they're sending us these pre-production units. Another way to look at that would be they're about to go belly up and they're going to ship these units to you guys as a thank you for being there for them the whole time before their doors close and they get everything taken from them completely. That's kind of the way I'm looking at it. I hope I'm wrong. Again, prove me wrong Intellivision. But it's just odd to me that they got these pre-production units that could most likely actually be the same exact unit that I played these games on 3 years ago. Think about that for a second. Now, the other thing Mike Mullis goes on to talking about here, this is painful, guys. I hadn't watched this before. I was hoping that he'd get to the information and chat about it, but he is so just full of himself that it is like brutally obnoxious to listen to this. Like, I've done this before. They're trusting me with this because I know the game industry. Bro, I was a QA tester at Sony. I'm an investor in this company, $10,000 worth. I'm a YouTuber that's far bigger than you and somebody who's actually been critical of them. Don't you think it would have made a little bit more sense and been a little bit more believable if they sent this to me or Rich from Review Tech or literally anybody out there? Pat and Ian should have gotten one. That'd be fantastic. Have them completely rip it apart. No, they'd never do that. They had to sign NDAs. They had to sign information they're not going to talk about what they're playing on it yet. They can't say, they can't show it, they can't do anything with it. It's more of a trust me, bro. Intellivision is sending me a dev unit and I'm going to be QAing for them. Basically, in layman's terms, you are becoming a free employee for Intellivision. I mean, you already were one with your YouTube channel, but now you're actually doing work for the... Oh, it's great. It's great. I want to see what else he says here, assuming I can get through this. Like I said, this is painful, guys.
Actually en route to us. And I should have it by end of day Friday.
End of day Friday, as of recording, is tomorrow.
Congratulations.
So,
tomorrow,
Seth,
October
and part of
14th,
the reason
2022.
let me bring up this video with my kids. Part of the reason is because I have kids, right? We need to see.
I have
I'm
kids.
an older gamer.
I'm an older
So
gamer.
I have obvious ties to the retro side of it.
I have
and
obvious ties to the retro
loved-
side of it.
I loved playing Astro Smash.
I loved playing Astro Smash.
You know, the Evil Knievel stuff, and
Nah,
my kids, you know,
that's all right.
sitting here playing Shark.
I like Shark.
One of the old Intellivision games remade.
Like, I would have loved to have one of these to play with my kids and talk about it. And I feel like
what they would like.
I feel like that would have made way more sense for them to reinforce, hey, this thing's coming out. Hey, we know you kind of went to the anti-Amico side of things, but we want to pull you back, Smash. We want to pull you back because we know that what you say is powerful about this thing. So we're going to send you this, and we want you to be able to, you know, test it, play around with it, have fun with your kids, test out the store, test out all this stuff, and then be able to eventually, whenever the NDA runs over, I don't know when it is, he doesn't say that, talk to your audience about it and why you've changed your mind. So by Intellivision sending this to Mike Mullis, and from what I understand, DJC Game Studios also got one. And again, they said, I think on the Amico Forever podcast or whatever, one of those podcasts, they were saying how it was also sent to a few outlets, but they don't know who. I don't know about that, because like I said, 7 to 12 of these pre-production units, if I were a betting man, which I am, I would venture to guess 2 of these have been sent out. One to Mike Mullis and Seth, whatever that guy was, maybe together, one of them, and then the other to DJC Game Studios. I don't think any of these were ever sent to any media outlets or anything like that. That's insanity.
Me to do is have myself and Seth run this system through its complete paces to make sure that it's ready to rock.
That's what they have QA testers at Intellivision for. They don't need you for this, man.
Seth's had his hands on this, and Spencer's had his hands on this already. So they are really excited to get it through again.
I don't understand why he feels like him getting one makes this closer to release.
And
that's fantastic.
If anything, that's very scary.
What does this mean?
What's it mean? What do you think?
Yes,
Mike?
I am. I'm not saying so. I am under an NDA. I have a non-disclosure agreement with Intellivision. It's standard business
NDA.
for those of us
He
who
announces
are
it
in
there.
the press.
Which is interesting because there were no NDAs
again,
before with Tommy.
That black Xbox 360 that's still on my shelf, and Microsoft never asked for back. That is a preview.
You can tell he's hoping the same thing happens with
this
Intellivision.
Is nothing new. It's paces and kind of reporting back. It is like I'm a beta tester.
Unpaid internship.
What I am not going to say or be able to talk about for a little while is give any kind of public knowledge of what I'm seeing. Yes, at some point we will.
I mean, that's
everybody boo this man.
That's fascinating to me. He can't give any public knowledge of his experience with it. He signed an NDA about that. What could Intellivision possibly do against this piddly dink YouTube channel that is not getting paid for this and is not making like anything from it besides maybe growing his brand? But he's not. There's nothing to lose. Like, what if he did go rogue and was like, "Hey guys, this thing sucks. It's completely broken." What would Intellivision do? Sue him? No. They wouldn't. Like, there's nothing they could do. First off, they'd have to get the funds together for that. Secondly, he doesn't have any money anyway, so they're not going to get anything from him. And there's nothing from it. Like, it is insanity that Intellivision chose to send this dev unit to a piddly dink, what's he got, 1,000 subscriber, if that, YouTube channel that is gung-ho Intellivision through and through, refuses to say anything bad about it, and even goes to the point of blocking people on Twitter if they dare question anything. That is like cult status to the extreme.
But for the moment, this is the reason that I'm bringing this up is because this is some at least positive forward momentum.
It's not! Positive momentum would be sending review units, production assembly line units to actual YouTube channels, to real people. Not to you, Mike. Like, no offense, everyone's going to start somewhere, but this is a major corporation dropping a gigantic new console on the market. If this was actually forward momentum, they'd be sending it to real people to evaluate it, not you. Hell, not even me, who is far larger than you and an investor in this brand, in this console. I definitely regret it at this point, but I still did it. And I'm somebody who, if I were Tommy, if I were Phil, if I were John Alvarado, I would say, hey, we should probably send one to Smash Guys because, you know, he hasn't outright hated on us. He's genuinely questioned us. And he actually has an investment that he wants to see come to fruition through us. It's just confusing to me that they wouldn't do that. But again, on brand with Intellivision.
In playing with it. He's not a, you know, he plays some games like he likes some of the stuff.
This is painful.
Reach.
What the hell is he talking about? He's just going on and on about nothing right now. Anyways, I guess that's, people were asking for my thoughts and my feelings on it. That's where I'm at with this. I think it's absolutely ludicrous that Intellivision thought it was a smart idea, first off, to send review units or dev kits. They're not review units. They're not even assembly line. It's literally just the completely broken Intellivision that hasn't been fixed yet and not perfected yet being sent out to piddly dunk YouTube channels. It's kind of messed up if you think about it. Like, wow, they really don't care about their image or brand or saving it if all they're doing is peddling this nonsense to people that only say good things about them. All that does is reinforce to people that if you say anything about this bad, you're out. You can't get it. You're out of the club. Only the people that have stuck by them from the very beginning, throughout all the lies and mistruths and stretched every fact that they've made up out of their ass, only those people that have stuck by their side the entire time are getting rewarded now with a console that is not a production unit, that has already existed for a very long time. And who knows if they're ever going to make a console. Who knows if the store even works on these? Who knows what's happening with them? We won't, because they had to sign an NDA. They can't tell people if they get this thing and the store is completely broken. They can't come out and be like, guys, the store doesn't even load up. There's no way to even buy these games. There's nothing works on it in the store functionality. The online leaderboards are completely broken. Nothing works on it. You can like load up a game after 4 minutes of waiting, but beyond that, it's all broken. Oh wait, they can't say that. That's right, because there's an NDA. Why would they choose them to send these units to if they're not actually in production? I hope I'm wrong. As always, I would love to be proven wrong. But unfortunately, when it comes to Intellivision, the worst case scenario is typically the truest one. And that's the way I feel about this. And actually, before I go, let me try to call Phil Adam and see. I'll take these off and see if he has any answer for me. I mean, I already know he's not going to answer, but I figured I'd call and ask him. Shocking. This is the guy that said, call me anytime.
You've reached. Please leave a short message, and I will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you.
So that's Phil. He didn't answer. Shocking. I was going to leave him a message, but I'm like, why bother? He doesn't respond anyway. He sees these videos. He knows that I am an investor. He knows that I care about the console and the longevity and the success of it. And all he does is pander to the people that only are yes men. Everyone else can go pound sand. All right, so quick update. Phil called me back while I was editing this video, and we talked for 18 minutes. And, you know, I have no reason to believe him. I have no reason to trust him. But I'm a forgiving person. And I want, like I said many times, I want to see this thing come to fruition. I want to see the Intellivision Amico release. I think that would be great. I would withhold my judgment from the conversation and everything we spoke about until a few weeks have passed, because I want to give him the benefit of the doubt that they're actually working on what they say they're working on. Again, I don't want to blame Tommy's failures and faults on Phil, but Phil's history precedes him on where he comes from. So I have my own set of doubts and concerns that accompany that as well, which he's well aware of. So where I'm at right now is just kind of waiting. I asked Phil why these guys and why not me. And that came down to, like the assumed thing, it was a matter of trust. And they trust these people. For what it's worth. So that's the long and the short of it. If Phil does not come through on the things he talked to me about on the phone that I, again, will keep private here, then I will make a video and I'll talk about some of the stuff we talked about today. But in the meantime, just going to give him the benefit of the doubt and see where it goes from here. I'm going to leave it there for a final goodbye. Thank you all for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.